Posting isn't marketing, and that's why most businesses don't get results on social media. In this video, I'll show you how to actually market your business on social media, what to focus on first, and the simple system that turns views into customers. Most businesses are tired of posting and not seeing real business results. They are getting some likes, maybe a few comments, maybe even some shares, but not consistent leads, not predictable customers, not measurable ROI. Social media doesn't fail because of the algorithm. The algorithm doesn't hate you. It fails because there's no structure behind it. If you're just posting on social media, you're not marketing. You are publishing. And publishing without strategy is noise. By the end of this video, you'll understand the simple system that moves people from attention to decision, instead of from post to post. And make sure you stay until the end, because I'll give you a practical checklist you can use immediately to audit the next piece of content. Let's break it down. Here's the core shift. Posting content is not strategy. A strategy is a system designed to move someone from not thinking about you to choosing you. On social media, that system has three jobs: create demand, capture demand, and convert demand. Every single piece of content you publish should serve one of those three functions. Let's make this practical. Demand creation content makes people aware of a problem they may not have clearly articulated yet. Demand capture content helps people understand solutions and positions you as the best one. Demand conversion content reduces risks and moves people to action. If you are only doing one of these, especially if you are only educating, you are leaving money on the table. Marketing is structured progression, and progression requires intentional design. Now, before you even think about content types, we need to start somewhere more foundational. Most businesses struggle on social media not because they lack creativity, but because they lack clarity. Before you create anything, you need to define: who exactly do you serve? What specific problem do they have? What makes you the best choice for them to solve that problem? And what alternative are you replacing? If you don't know what you replace, you don't know what you compete against. Without positioning, your content becomes generic. You talk about value, you talk about mindset, you talk about tips, but none of it feels sharp. None of it truly lands. Positioning guides messaging. When positioning is clear, your content stops sounding like everyone else, because it's built around a specific problem a specific audience experiences. This is where most people skip ahead. They want content calendars before clarity. But clarity is the strategy. And once that's locked in, everything else becomes easier. You move to something most businesses completely ignore. Your audience is not all at the same level of awareness. Awareness towards the problem they are trying to solve. Some people are unaware. They feel the frustration, but don't know why. Some of them are problem aware. They understand the issue, but don't have the solution yet. Then the solution aware. They know solution exists, but haven't yet chosen a specific one. Product aware. They chose a solution, now they're comparing options to implement that solution. And finally, most aware. These are the ones ready to buy. But here's the mistake. Most businesses create content as if everyone is product aware. They assume a lot of context. But social media is often just the top or mid funnel. So instead of constantly pitching your offer, you need content that matches where people actually are. If someone is unaware, they don't need your service pitch. They need orientation about the problem they have. If someone is solution aware, they need to understand the differentiation you have. If someone is product aware, they need proof and risk reduction. Marketing on social media works when content matches awareness level. Otherwise, you are speaking the wrong language to the wrong stage. You are answering questions that nobody has asked yet, or you are continuing the conversation that has already been closed and people forgot about it. And this is where strategy becomes truly powerful, because now you can intentionally design content to move people forward, instead of just hoping they figure things out. Not all value is created equal. You can communicate at different depths. Feature level, what the product does. Benefit level, what it gives. Problem level, what it solves. The enemy level, what it fights. How life gets better. What replaces the problem. And finally, identity transformation, who the audience gets to be. Most content stays at feature level. That attracts attention, but that only speaks to people who are already in the market for a product like yours. When you speak at the problem level, people feel understood. When you speak at the identity level, people feel aligned. For example, instead of saying post consistently, you might say, if you feel like you're working hard on social media, but it's not translating into revenue, the issue isn't effort, it's structure. That hits deeper, because now you're naming frustration. Shallow tips create engagement. Deep communication creates trust. And trust creates movement, which leads me to something I want to reframe. You've probably heard that people buy from those who they know, like, and trust. Let's structure that properly. Who they know, clarity of positioning. Who they like, identity alignment. Who they trust, reduction of uncertainty. Trust increases when your messaging is consistent. You describe problems accurately. You clearly explain value. You show proof. Trust is not built through random personal posts. It's built through strategic clarity over time. When your audience consistently feels understood and consistently sees logical explanations for how you solve their problem, uncertainty drops. And when uncertainty drops, buying becomes easier. That's marketing, not posting. Now let's make this extremely practical. Before you publish your next piece of content, ask yourself this. Which awareness level does this target? Is this creating, capturing, or converting demand? What specific problem does this address? What movement does it create? What action should happen next? If the answer is none, don't post it. Content without movement is noise. Marketing creates movement. This is the difference between hoping social media works and engineering it to work. And when you structure it this way, something powerful happens. The return on investment becomes measurable. Predictability increases. You stop guessing. You start building a system. And systems scale. Social media marketing is not about volume. It's about structured movement. When you define your positioning, match awareness levels, communicate at depth, and guide people intentionally toward decision, social media stops being a guessing game. Check the description and the pinned comment below for more helpful resources on this topic. And if you like this video, you will appreciate this one. It explains the science of persuasion in details. Thanks for watching.